it's Beverly Cordell with NativeTouchNatural, and welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to you today with a video about water and electrolytes. I love following and looking at almost pretty much on a daily basis things about health and wellness. And I must admit, prior to me learning something, I was dehydrated. And I knew I was dehydrated based on how my body felt, you know, with the headaches and things like that. And so I knew I was suffering from dehydration, but I was having a hard time bringing myself to drinking a lot of water, because when I'm on the go and water would just make me have to use the washroom, and it would just be unnerving to try to find some place to go right quick. And like, oh my God, it was just, so I would hold off drinking water. And then I would, I would drink some water daily, yes, but not enough water daily. And because of the fear of being out running around and having to use the washroom and then, just that whole scenario when you gotta go. Anywho, so I'm scrolling through my social media one day, looking up some health and wellness stuff, and something came up about water. And it said that if you're just drinking plain water, you're not hydrated. And I was like, what? If I'm drinking plain water, I'm not hydrated. And so the video went on to talk about just drinking plain water actually depletes your body of minerals if you're just drinking it plain. And plain water doesn't reach your body on the cellular level, which would hydrate you. And also, if you're drinking water that actually hydrates you, you won't really have to run around to the bathroom like that, because it'll reach you on the cellular level and do what it's supposed to do. So this company that was promoting an electrolyte drink was where I first heard that information. So I looked into it. I was tempted to buy it, like, oh wow, just to make sure I'm getting hydrated, so when I do drink water is having more benefit than not. And so I looked into it, and I was almost going to buy it, but then when I looked up the cost, I was like, wow, almost $28 for 30 sticks, and one stick is one serving. If you want to do at least 2 of those a day, then you need at least 2 boxes, so you get 60, and then that'd be like $56. And if you add that, like $56 a month for a hydration drink, and then I said, nah. So then I looked into other products, other brands, and they were running around the same price, pretty much. So pretty much most of the hydration products I looked up were running comparable to the same price. But I noticed there was a difference in their ingredients. Some of them did not even include key element, because to have a proper electrolyte, you actually need the sodium, potassium, and the magnesium. And then I noticed some were lacking the potassium, some were lacking the magnesium, as far as like the ones you could buy in the market. And then I noticed that the ones that did have the potassium or the magnesium or they were using various types. So I did my homework, and I started to look into the different forms of potassium and their benefit, and then the different forms of magnesium and their benefit. So I found that certain ones benefit you more and will do the job that we're looking for it to do, which is hydrate the body, okay, and reach you on a cellular level. And I said, well, what is the ratio that you need? So I went on the search to find the ratio, and lo and behold, I came across this woman's channel on another YouTuber, Mary's Nest. I came across her channel, and I went through a couple of her videos just to see, was she on the up and up, and I really liked her. So Mary's Nest on YouTube is where I got the ratio of what to use, and she was already in her video, she was using the form of potassium and the form of magnesium that I had researched and saw was the best. Well, I'll say she used a different potassium, but she did mention in her video, the potassium you can get, but I had already decided which one I was going to buy. So let me just start off with that. The recipe, it is 1/2 a cup. So what you're going to do is make a recipe to where you can make a large amount at one time, and then you would just scoop it out as you need it. That's what I did, and that's what Mary's Nest video recommended to do. So you can use the real salt, Redmond's real salt, okay, or you can use the French celery gray salt, or known as Celtic Salt, and this is a brand that I saw was like superior for Celtic Salt. All right, so there's other Celtic salts out there, of course. Yes, there is. There's one that's easily found in the stores, which I have in my cabinet anyway, because I hadn't had that one. But this one I found was somewhat superior, so I decided to get this one. So you can use either of these salts. So it's a 1/2 a cup of either of these salts, and you put that in a bowl or whatever you're going to mix it in, and then you have 1 3/4 teaspoon of the potassium chloride. And so you want it to be pure potassium. The only ingredient that your potassium should have is just potassium. Nothing else should be in there. So pure potassium, and this is the one I chose to get. So this is going to last me a while. All right, and you see that essential electrolyte supplement, you see that? So this is the one, when I did my research, this was coming up really, really good. And then your magnesium glycinate. You use a 1/2 teaspoon of magnesium glycinate. And this is the one that I chose to get because of the reviews on this particular one, this particular brand was substantial about it mixing well, doesn't clump, and it's pure, blah, blah, blah. So I chose to get this one. So in a mixing cup, I had mixed it all up, but then I transferred it to this bowl. Okay, so it's all in here mixed together, and I've been using this now. I've been drinking this now for about a month. I said I wanted to really see how it made me feel before I made a video about it. And so this is what it looks like all mixed up, but this is just a fraction of what's left because I've been using it. When you mix this up, you get 96 servings for if you use a 16-ounce bottle, and then 48 servings if you use a 32-ounce bottle. So I'm actually going through 2 of those a day. So 2 16-ounce bottles a day. So I am doing a 32, okay, 32 ounces in a day. And so, but now that the recipe I just read off to you with the 1/2 a cup of fine ground real salt, I wrote it down, 1/2 a cup of fine ground real salt, 1 3/4 teaspoon of potassium chloride, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of the magnesium glycinate mixed well together. And so then when you add it to your water, then you're going to do 1/4 teaspoon, and I have this really small teaspoon set. I'm going to link everything in the description so you can easily find it. And so if you don't already have a 1/4 teaspoon, which I didn't have one this small, so I ordered it, so I can have it, because I didn't want to guess how much is a 1/4 teaspoon. I wanted exact measurements. So I got this, and then to flavor it up, I went and found, because I love True Lemon. I love True Lemon packs to just open up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the True Lemon packs, this is just crystallized lemon. And so I love having these around. I've been using True Lemon for years, where when I want to make just a quick lemonade, or sometimes when I just need a quick something lemony and I don't have a fresh lemon in the house, and I need that lemon flavor for something, I will open this up, and this will be my lemon. But I found all of these great flavors of the True Lemon. They have strawberry lemonade, okay, and then it's only sweetened with 1 gram of stevia. That's it. It's like just it. So, well, sweetened with stevia, which is 1 gram of sugar, and that is the only sweetener. So you're only getting 10 calories per pack, okay, and they're all like this. And then I love this one, crisp apple, okay. I'm just showing you the flavors I have. Let me move that aside. And they're all really good. Groovy grape. They are all so delicious, because like I said, I've been drinking this now for about a month or so. Watermelon limeade. This is the mildest one of all of them. you know, because watermelon, as we know, as a whole is not real strong in taste. So watermelon limeade. Fruit punch. Okay, again, non-GMO, gluten-free, you know, so you don't have to worry about icky stuff being in here. It's really good. Yeah, so 25% of daily vitamins A, C, and E can be found in these little drinks. The True Limeade, hey, you know, True Limeade. And then the last two flavors I have are Wildberry Lemonade and Black Cherry Limeade. And every single flavor is absolutely delicious, I must say. The packs, the sticks, okay, so each box comes with 10 sticks, all right, and they cost like, what, $3 or so a box? And so when you do the math on that, remember I said I was getting, you know, I would have to pay, you know, almost $28 to get 30 sticks, okay? And here's 10 for like $3 and some change. And so I'm getting 30 for like $9, basically, and some change. Okay, so here's what the sticks look like. All of them look the same. The only one that's different, the only one that doesn't come in the sticks like that is the True Lemon. But all of these other flavors I showed you, they come in the sticks that look just like this. Okay, and so what I do, I have my 16-ounce glass jar. I don't like to use plastic. If I can help it, I'm not using plastic. So I have my 16-ounce glass jar. Let me move some stuff out of the way. And I love to use my zero filtered water. Zero, meaning there's nothing in there that I don't need. Okay, and so I just use this. And this is a 16-ounce bottle. So I go as close to the top as I can, but I leave some room to shake. Sometimes I let me see, I lost my train of thought on that, so I'm just gonna stop talking. So I'll go at least that close to the top so I can leave some room to shake it up. Okay, and then open up the pack. And just pour it in. Of course, what else would you do with it? Right? But sometimes just the way the pack opens. That's why I'm, all right, so just open up the pack, pour it in. And then I'm gonna take 1/4 teaspoon of my sodium, magnesium, and potassium mixture. So just 1/4 teaspoon. Put it in the bottle. Cap it. And shake it up. Shake it up real good. I'm gonna just put that down so I can cover my magnesium and stuff back up, because I don't want anything getting in there. So just shake it up real good. All right. Give it a good shake to make sure it's well mixed. And then drink. I generally use, you know, cold to moderately cold water. You can when I use the True Lemon, sometimes I drink it just plain, and then sometimes I add my own stevia because I keep stevia in the house, and then sometimes I just add honey, some honey to it. And or there was one time I wanted to know what it tastes like. I added maple syrup and it was pretty good too. So it's just, and I would add that to taste. I have no particular measurement for that. And so here's a way that you can make your own electrolyte drink, and you can have lots of flavors. It is so good. And it doesn't taste salty, for those who want to know. Now, I will say this. If you have kidney issues, kidney disease or something like that, or you're hypertensive, then I would say please consult with your physician before trying this, because of the added sodium, the extra sodium you'll be taking in. And I also wanted to show you all the neat way I store my packets. I put all of those packs in this jar, And then generally what I do on a daily basis, I just reach in and whatever flavor I grab, that's the flavor I'm drinking because they're all good. There's not one that doesn't taste good, at least to me. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. I will link the products in the description box below. I also want to talk about how if you don't want to invest in those easy flavored packs of, True Lemon flavors, you can always just add your own flavor. If you have juice in the house, add a little bit of juice to it. If you want to, I would say add a little bit so you're not taking in too much sugar, since juice, even in natural form, has a lot of sugar. So I would say just add a little bit for the flavoring. If you have juice in the house, you can also just add some lemons, some sliced lemons, and your sweetener of honey or syrup, maple syrup, or stevia, add your own sweetener. You don't have to buy those packs if you want to be even more cost effective for yourself. Although when you think about it, like when you look at the cost of juice, a bottle of juice, you would spend about the same amount of money or more on one like 64-ounce bottle of juice, compared to getting a stick. So, just think about that, but you can use your own juice. Now, I do also want to mention that the very first time I drank that, at least for the first couple of days I made that up, I could actually feel it. I felt this jolt the very first time I drank it. I literally felt a jolt, like, whoa, I felt it. You're like, whoa, but because my body has gotten used to it, I don't really feel that like that, but I know it's still working the way it's supposed to, because I can drink that down and not have any issues with needing to just run to the restroom. Even when I drink it late at night, drink a bottle at night before bed, I don't have that issue. So I just want you all to be encouraged. Another way, here's a way for you to be really hydrated, learning that just drinking plain water does not fully hydrate you. It does not really hydrate you. In fact, it depletes your body. So look that up. Don't have to take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. All right. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.